Hello everyone, I'm the Solar Gamer, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program Point 22. That's right, the new update for Kerbal Space Program. Now this is early access, so this update is not out yet. It will be out, you know what, I have no idea when it's going to be out. But expect it rather soon, considering early access is now upon us. So, yeah, I'm going to show you guys what's new with the game. Obviously, this update is coined the Research and Development Update, so this is the start of Career Mode. And as you can see in here, we go Start Game. Start New. Career Mode is finally a feature. So, we'll get into that a little bit later, but first, let's go in and look at the new parts that we have. So as you can see, we're in the KSC menu right now, and there's a big building over here. Now this building is the Research and Development buildings here. We can't click on it right now because we're in sandbox mode, but once we get into career mode, you'll see that this is actually where the tech tree is. All the research, everything is all inside of this building. So I just think this building is literally fantastic. This was created by Artyom, or Bach9. So, I mean, he really spent a lot of time putting detail into this. You can see some trucks over here, and this bridge, which, let me tell you, is going to be fun to fly under. A lot of failed attempts there. And they also moved the mission control from over here to over here, just to make some more room, make it look a lot more modular with all the road and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is the new updated KSC. Okay, so let's jump right into the VAB here and explain a couple of the new parts. Okay, now I'm just going to put this on here right for now. This isn't new, obviously, it's a Kerbal module. But I need to place that down there so I can show you guys the other parts that were added. So first things first, we're going to jump all the way to Utility. And the LT1 landing strut got a redux. Obviously, it's not that simple drop-down thing anymore. All of them are pistons now. You can see that just like that, and then obviously the probe one. So this is the new landing strut, or rather the redesigned landing strut. Now, interestingly enough, these pads or feet on the bottom of these landing struts actually orientate themselves towards the ground. So instead of having the ground be at an angle here and that just, you know, staying the same way it is, it will actually flatten itself onto the ground. So that's really, really nice. They also have suspension, so the pistons will sink a little bit to secure itself into the ground so that you won't get a lot of wobbling and stuff like that. So that's all fine and dandy. Let's actually just... You've seen these ones before, so let me just show you this one. So I'll just stick that on there so we can show that off when we get into the real world. In fact, let me add an engine on this as well, just so I can show you what it looks like when you're hopping around. I'll just shove that one in there just like that. It's fine. I'll add infinite fuel. Next up is all of the science stuff. So if we go to the science tab, we see that we have a couple different things. The Sensor Array Computing Nose Cone replaces the avionics package. It is now a scientific experimentation craft, so that when you're flying an airplane, you can get some data. We have Mystery Goo, which acts differently dependent on where you are in the world or space. So I guess I'll shove that on there. In sandbox mode, this stuff does not actually work, so I can't show you what it does. I can show you the animation on it, but I can't show you exactly what it does. So actually, let's put the nose cone on top of this. Really? Okay. Open up the debug toolbar. Again, that's Alt F12. Allow part clipping. And you know what? I might as well just turn on infinite fuel while I'm in here. Okay, there we go. So I'll show you those two when we get in there. Also, we have a new Communitron. Now this actually replaces that stock dish that we had before, and it actually opens up into a dish. You'll see it actually looks really, really cool. I like it a lot. So we'll stick that on the side. What else do we have? We have a Comms DTS-M1. This is like a little satellite dish. So that opens up and it can transmit a signal back. Also, these modules down here, the thermometer, accelerometer, barometer, and gravioli detector, they actually have a purpose now. They can give you science if you do experiments up in space and stuff like that. And then we have subassemblies, which is just fantastic. You may know the subassembly mod, which did basically the exact same thing. They've just incorporated this into the game now. We can say we wanted to add this to different things. We can just drop that in. Name this science-y stuff. Good. We can add a description if we want. Science doodads. Okay. And we'll save that. It's right in here. We can just pick it up whenever we want to and place it. Place it to the bottom if you want to, or, right, we can save the, hang on, let's just save that right now. Let's create a new module. Just shove that in there. Say we create this beautiful looking thing, and we go, oh, you know what? I like that rocket system that we had from the other one. So we can just drag and drop that on. Obviously, the launch stage, stuff like that. So you don't have to remake like an asparagus stage. It's repetitive. You don't really want to do it. So literally, you could just drag and drop the asparagus launch stage onto it, and you'd be good to go. Of course, then you could just delete it if you want to, which we are, because I don't want that in there. And let's go back to the other thing that we're working on. So we have our goo, we have our sciencey stuff, we have our communitron and stuff like that. Also, this communitron right here, this will act as a way to transmit data back to Kerbin to gain science while you're in space. So that's what this, and this do, the communication stuff. Alright, and that's about it for parts. They basically added parts that were going to matter for this update, so science stuff. And then they also redid the landing legs, which is fantastic. The pistons are needed. They really are. Okay, so let's get this thing onto the launch pad. Alright, here we are. We get the brave Jebediah Kerman coming in here. Okay, so let's show off the landing legs first and foremost. So let's open them up. There we go. Now, as you can see, they did sink in the ground a little bit. It's hard to see. Let's do that again. Ready, and they sink down to be a little bit more secure. They can rock back and forth now, so it's a little bit easier. Now, they can be broken. Landing legs can be broken. Oh, crap. I think I blocked the exit, so I can't actually repair it. However, I think I can damage it. Let's take off here. Shove this into a new tab. Let's turn on infinite fuel. Come on. I think we damaged them. Actually, they're the only things that are standing. Alright, so they're pretty strong. That's a good sign. That is a very, very good sign. Alright, let's get back and restart that one with a better engine. Okay, let's turn on some SAS. Open the legs up. Here we go. Good. Sink in. Good, good, good. Alright, now launch. What the heck just happened? What the heck just happened? Okay, alright. You know what, I'm obviously not going to show you that one. That's just fine and dandy. So what I can show you, I guess, is this communitron. We can transmit data. Nice big satellite. This is definitely much better than what the stock one that we had. Obviously, it can't transmit data, so it's going to just, well, go back in. We can just extend it if we want to. But once things are done with science and transmission, they will actually come back in to, well, to save space. And so that they're not a burden. So, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Alright. Retract that. What else do we have? Yeah, we have this one. As I said, it can't... No. Where is it? There it is. We can transmit data with this one as well. Starting transmission. Done. Good. And it comes back in. That's fine. Now, there are crew reports. Crew reports are based off of biomes, which is another thing I should talk about. So, first and foremost, you can do crew reports. If you're in a Kerbal command pod, you can do a crew report wherever you are in whatever biome. Now, biomes are different regions on Kerbin and the moon currently. They will expand to other slush bodies, but currently on the moon and on Kerbin, they have biomes. Now, this ranges from grassland to shores to tundra to mountains to desert. I have an image that I'm showing on the screen right now. This is what Harvester posted in his blog, so you can see that the differences in terrain. So, I mean, there are different biomes and different things you can do with experiments and science stuff that depend on those biomes. So, I mean, you could really, really get some interesting data, and it's not going to be the same every time. Okay, first thing first, the other communication dish. Right here, we'll extend this out. Look at that. That looks great. Okay, so we have 3 modes of communication so far. The half dish, the full dish, and then the antenna. Okay, and for science experiments, we have, obviously, the atmosphere analysis on the old avionics package, which is now the sensor array computing something or other. I don't exactly know what it is, but it's changed. We also have mystery goo. Now, this is a goo that, well, it changes depending on which atmosphere or environment you're in. So, while you're moving, it could be jiggling, and while you're in space, it could get colder and clump up or something like that. Depending on where you are, it's going to change, and that's going to give you science. And also, we have the Science Junior Materials Bay. Now, I haven't gotten that far into the career mode. So I don't exactly know what this thing does, but it looks pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I can't tell you exactly what everything does. Well, first of all, I don't know what this one does, but I can't tell you what everything does because that would ruin the surprise. Okay, so that's everything for parts. I guess I should mention the SAS now. So if we turn on SAS, this is just a rough overview of SAS because it's been retweaked, and SAS is more stable at holding headings now, which is fantastic. Also, the icon down here, when you turn it on, it's blue. Okay, that means it's locked. However, if you're moving the craft, which I'm doing right now, you can see it moving back and forth, it will turn orange, meaning that, you know, it's accepting player control. So obviously if I turn it off right now, it'll be locked. Obviously, it's kind of hard to show you considering we're on the surface and everything's just going to reset back to its original value. But yeah, so that's actually a fantastic way of showing that it's actually accepting player control, and then once you let go, it'll be locked. You can thank C7 for that one. One thing that I should mention about these science experiments is that if you want to transmit them from space using the communication devices, it's going to cost you a lot of power. So make sure that you hold a lot of power, battery power, whether you have solar panels or RTGs. You need to have a lot of power when you do these experiments because they will drain like crazy. And then you'll be stranded out there in an experimentation craft with no power. So just note that as a problem factor for experiments. Make sure you have a lot of power. Of course, if you get them within the Kerbin's atmosphere and you land them safely onto the ground, you can recover them for more science. So that is the safer route of doing it rather than, you know, wasting a lot of power up in space. However, you know, there are problems with landing and, you know, in itself. So you might have to do it up there because it's so big or something like that. So you can recover it on the ground or you can transmit it back from space at a high cost. Choose wisely. Okay, so let's go in here and start a career mode. Start new. Career mode, we'll just name this Update Point 22. This mode is still under heavy development, obviously. They just have the basics for career mode now, which is the tech tree, which is fantastic. It really is. We'll get going here. So here we are in the career mode. Nothing looks different, but underneath it all, you have very limited parts. Let's go into the VAB. And as you can see, we only have one command pod, a couple different ways to propel yourself into the atmosphere and space. We have no SAS, we have some structure, the segment, the girder segment, we have a parachute, and a communitron. So that's basically all we have right now currently. So to do experiments, you need to start from the very, very basics. And then once you collect enough science, you can come into this building right here, which is the science buildings, the research and development buildings. And as you can see, we have the start of a tree. So for this next upgrade, you would get basic rocketry. You'd get some different sized tanks. You'd get the Mystery Goo Containment Unit, which provides some more experiments to get some more science, and the Stack Decoupler. And then from there on, you'd get different stuff that would, you know, it just expands. Now I'm going to cut ahead to another save that I have that's a little bit farther to show you guys a little bit more of what you can do. Again, I'm nowhere near close to the end of this tree. However, I did unlock the next few parts. We have survivability, which gives us some more engines, landing struts, and some more parachutes. Stability, which would give us some of this stuff. Then we have general rocketry, which would give us, again, more stuff based off of rockets. And then, of course, we can go into advanced, and then so forth and so on. Different general things, and flight control, and science, tech, and all of these different techs out here. And as you go, things cost more and more science. So this costs 5. This one would cost, like, 15 to 20. And then, of course, these ones are the big ones. They cost 45 science. It's going to take some time to get up here. I think, yeah, I only have like 3 right now, so it's going to take some time. Now, I will actually show you an example of some experimentation in space. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the VAB. We're going to load my untitled spacecraft because I haven't named it. Just, I don't know why, I don't know. I just didn't name it because I wanted to get this far a little bit. So I have some Mystery Goo containers. We're going to put them into an action group so that they are all toggled at the same time. Observe Mystery Goo, that's fine. Now let's get going and get into space. Now, after this experiment that we do, I am going to take a plane out, a regular stock plane, and actually go to the runway island, because there's some pretty interesting stuff that changed over there. So if you want to see that, definitely stick around. Okay, now first things first, we can do a crew report here. Let's open that up. We have a crew report ready. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. Now, we can get 1.5 scientific value from transmitting this data, or we can keep it till we recover the craft. Now, I don't really want to... Well, you know what? We're going to get it back in a second. Let's just transmit. So that'll open up. We can transmit this back. Obviously, look at how much power we just lost transmitting that from this communitron. I mean, it was a lot. So that crew report just gave us 1.5 science, because we're on the launch pad. It just gave us the situation report, basically. Now, say I did a crew report again, right? I could keep that data, and to get a new report, I would have to overwrite it. So, depending on where you are, you may want to keep your data and keep it till the very end, depending on how much science you would gain. So again, we wouldn't gain as much science as we just got. We would gain 0.6 science, which isn't that much. So that's another way of doing it. There is also EVA mode science, or report rather, but we'll get to that a little bit later. All right, turn on SAS. Again, you can see it working, orange to blue. Orange is player control, and blue is locked. We'll get going. We'll see if we can get ourselves into... It won't be an orbit, but we're gonna get ourselves into space itself. So let's hit 1. Open up the mystery goo containment unit, and we can see that the goo jiggles and wobbles as the craft flies. We're not gonna gain anything because I've gained too much from this, so it'd just be pointless for me to do that. So we're gonna discard the data and just wait until we get into space. 20,000 meters. We just lost these guys, so we're gonna lose them. Activate our secondary engine. And here we go. Space. Now, early on with the research, you don't actually get any means of creating power besides the engine. So really, it's basically you do an experiment up in space, and that's pretty much it. So you got to be careful with what you do. All right, the goose seems to be getting very cold now. Now that we have electric charge from the engine, we're going to transmit this data. Again, watch this. It's going by so fast. Uploading data, 100%. 4 data received on Mystery Goo from Kerbin's upper atmosphere. Fantastic. We just gained... What was it, like 4 science or something like that? I don't know what just happened there. We're still going fine. Let's turn this off because we're about 83,000 meters above the atmosphere, so that would be space. We're going to do an experiment up there, and then we probably will return home. Now let's get another crew report. Crew report from upper atmosphere over Kerbin's water. Now if we were above the desert, above Kerbin's desert. You know, something like that. We get 1.3 science, but I don't really want to do that until we get into space. I want to turn off SAS now because I don't want that to drain any power. And here we are in space. Okay, so first things first, let's get a crew report. It's very round. Right, we're looking back at our planet that has 5 scientific value. That's fantastic. So we'll keep that data. We also observe the mystery goo. 5.4. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to have become brittle. Oh, okay. So the size of that would be 10 mits. That basically estimates on how fast things would really get back to the planet. So that would be 5, so that would be actually really easy to do. So based on that, okay, we gotta start speeding up though because we are gonna lose our orbit here. Right now we can report and transmit this data because we are getting an electric charge. So that's transmitting. Good. We have our science. Okay, now I want to open up all of the goo containers so we can get all of the science data here. Okay, we can get another crew report. Maybe if you get out and push. Right, okay, so we have another one of these. That's fine. Don't turn me. Alright, I guess you could turn me. That's fine. Whereabouts are we? Did we make an orbit? Ah! Oh, we did. We did make an orbit, so that's fine and dandy. So that's fantastic. Let's, transmit this... Well, no. Should we transmit data? We could lose our power and just completely die here. Let's transmit this data. Okay. It's not going to finish it because of the electric charge. Oh, wait, no, it did. Yeah. What I am going to do right now is cheat, just to show you guys. Turn on infinite fuel, just so we can get back to the planet and then we can recover this craft. Yes, cheating is enabled in career mode, although, what's the fun in that, right? Head back to the planet. Obviously, we just got the rest of our data uploaded because we just gained some electric charge. Yeah, let's stop right there. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Alright, keep all the data. Turn off infinite fuel. We're going to detach this part right there. We don't need this anymore. Now we're going to activate our parachute. And, well, here we go. Back to the planet. Actually, one thing that I did want to do before we actually left space was get out. I want to get out with this Kerbal. Alright, so we have data of an EVA. Let's go in here and do an EVA report. Stop moving. Stop moving. Okay, we've recorded our observations. That's 8 scientific value. We're going to keep that data. Actually, you know what? Can I transmit it? No okay, alright, no. We have to wait until we get back in the craft. But that is calculated now. Alright, get back in here and board. Good, so I believe, yeah, EVA report while in low orbit around Kerbal stored. Fantastic. Review stored data. There we go, EVA report. Now we can transmit that back, but we have no power. That wouldn't be ideal. Alright, here we go. Turn off SAS. Let's go. Bill's a little upset because he's coming back home. That's alright, Bill. You did fantastic stuff for the research development part of our space agency, so thank you for that. Alright, there we go. Safe deploy, and let's get down to the ground. And, ooh! Okay, so the fuel canister blew up, nothing expensive, that's okay. We still have our fuel canisters. Alright, now we would go into Space Center. It would be nice to have a recover button on that craft itself, but that's alright. We can go into the tracking station and do it that way too. Okay, so we have our command pod. We can recover that, right? And up here we can see that we got 5, 8, and 10. So we got 23 science all together with all of the stuff. The EVA report, the recovery, and then the crew report. So that's just amazing. Plus, we also have this stuff. The mystery goo containment. So we got 4.3 in this one. And that'll decrease because we're getting, you know, the same science each time. So 1.9, 0.8, and this one's going to be the lowest of them all. 0.4. It's still science. Getting science is still fantastic. Do we have enough? Oh my god, we literally have, like, just under. Ugh. Alright, so we have enough to just grab one other tech. I think I'm just going to grab advanced rocket... Well, which one? Science experiments. Yeah, let's just do that. Research that, and then it unlocks a whole new thing. So this would be electricity. Because, you know, look at the electricity. Anyways, so why this is blacked out is because we would have to unlock this one as well to go into this tech. However, these two are open. Space exploration, the ladder and the thermometer, and then, of course, landing. More landing struts. So, as you can see, this is a very complex and amazing tech tree, and I cannot wait to play some more. Expect a series on this when update 0.22 is officially released. So now we're gonna go and visit the island runway. If you don't like Easter eggs and spoilers, then stop watching now. Okay, here we are on the runway. We're gonna do a quick little flyby of the research building, and then we're gonna head off to the new island. Well, to the new and improved runway. Alright, so I want to see if I can go underneath that. Let's just... Oh god, let's see. Let us see. Now, we can get crew reports in here as well, but, you know, that's same thing, pretty much. Same thing. How much science? It's not gonna tell me. Alright, we're probably going to have to... Where's this bridge? Which way is it on? Okay, it's going this way. So we're gonna have to come from, like, oh god, there's no way I'm doing it that way. Ah, I wish it was angled the other way. Alright, here we go. No, 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 no. Okay, pull up, just... I said pull up! Woo! Ah, the heck? There's no way I'm gonna do that. Ah, I gotta go, like... You know, I'll leave that for another day. That's just gonna be difficult. Alright, we are approaching the runway. It's just a little ways out now. You should start to see a difference. First of all, they flip the hangars back onto the other side. And wait till you see what the control tower looks like now. If my calculations are correct, I believe we can walk up it. You'll see what I mean when we get on the ground. Slow ourselves down. Oh, whoa! What the heck? What the heck was that? Okay, well, here is the new island runway. What the heck just exploded over there? I have no idea, but this is the new control tower. Look at, there's stairs coming all the way to the top, which makes me believe that we can actually walk in it. And I was hoping to do that now, but obviously not. So we'll save that for another day as well. But yeah, this is the new island runway. Very nice. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.